Hold on before you delete your dick pics, y'all, especially if they might become very important in a federal investigation. So the internet is freaking out about a particular question, and that is whether or not you can go to jail for up to 20 years for clearing your internet browser's history and or deleting files. Now, this whole controversy was sparked by a recent article in The Nation, which highlighted 24-year-old, and I might butcher this name, Khairullozhon Matanov's upcoming trial connected with the Boston bombings, which obviously makes it very high profile. So a grand jury indictment issued on May 29th, 2014 states that Matanov deleted a large amount of information from his Google Chrome internet cache following the bombing, including references to the video of the suspected bombers, later identified as the Tsarnaevs. Two of the photographs of the bombers released at approximately the same time, and a photograph of Officer Sean Collier, who had been allegedly killed by Dzhokhar and Tamerlan Tsarnaev.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Let's break it down.
Okay, you got to understand something. This guy did not help them before the fact.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like, ladies and gentlemen, he's one of the terrorists. We're adding a charge on here. But no, he didn't help them beforehand.
Yeah, no connection.
No, he didn't
to the
know
bombers.
about it or anything like that, right? And did not participate and did not even have any knowledge of it, right? He looks it up afterwards and then he erases it. Now, after the fact, I don't know to what degree his participation is. That's a legitimate question. They should have a trial over that. I get it, right? But erasing your internet history, only what let me be conservative and say what 99% of American men have done, okay? And so you can get 20 years for this. Now, the thing is, according to the law, you have to either knowingly alter or destroy, mutilate, conceal, cover up, falsify documents, right? But he doesn't know that there's an investigation of him when he does it,
it all
right?
pivots on the question of intent.
Right, and he has to do it with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence an investigation, okay? But he doesn't know there's an investigation. He went and checked some things and then he deleted his cache, right? So now the thing is, you think like, no, but they're not really they're not going to do that, right? No, they are going to do that. They've done it before. As part of the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, they did David Colonel, who was a University of Tennessee student, and he did the same thing. He cleared his own browser information. He had gotten Sarah Palin's email account, by the way, with public information. Public information, and okay, you say, I don't care that it was public.
And he changed her password to popcorn.
To popcorn. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, they got him, right? So, okay, now you could say, hey, you're going to go after him even though he used public information. That's separate. On top of that, they added the charge you can get 20 years for of clearing out some of his cache. But again, he didn't know that they were going to investigate him for this. Like, you could say, well, maybe you should have assumed that, right? But did he have intent and knowingly, like, get rid of, like, he might have knowingly gotten the password and changed it, but did he knowingly try to destroy evidence by clearing his internet cache? Maybe he watched porn the day before, and that's why he cleared it. Maybe he clears every so often, which is something that happens.
Computer maintenance.
Right, computer maintenance. Nope, don't care. You clear your internet cache, and if we think you did something later, right, and we want to pursue you for it, you face up to 20 years. Now, in the case of Colonel, he didn't get 20 years, but he got over a year, okay, and on this charge.
And it was a felony charge, right?
Yeah, felony charge. He sat in prison for 1 year and 1 day, right? And you think in the Boston bombing, they're going to go give him 1 year? Right?
Right.
They're going to give him a hell of a lot more than that.
Well, they do say that he also lied to investigators about his activities in relationship with the Tsarnaev brothers.
Yeah.
Now,
God bless. Go after him for that.
And so there are some aspects of this case that I think obviously you have to dig deeper into. But overall, the question about how Sarbanes-Oxley is being applied to private citizens, and it's kind of this broad application when initially, this happened, it passed in 2002 because of the Enron scandal. So the idea is going after corporations so they don't shred incriminating documents. I understand that application, but when you start thinking about private citizens and going after them for deleting their browser information on their, on the internet, that starts to get really touchy. And that's why the tech community is really drumming up this issue and talking about it a lot.
You don't have to be in the tech community. You just, I don't know how often women do it, but I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, I really haven't cleared mine in a while, and I'm starting to think that this might actually be more of a gender issue based.
Like, you don't know. Like, yeah, men clear it all the frickin' time for very obvious reasons, having nothing to do with bombings, okay? So, so again, let's be very clear here. This country is amazing. The law is a good law, passed initially to make sure we have a check on corporations to not get rid of all their documents when they're guilty. They flip it around When's the last time they used it on a corporation, right? They flip it around and use it on actual human beings who are doing incredibly normal things. Now, you want to go after the Sarah Palin guy for what he did? You want to go after this guy for his actual involvement and lying to the authorities? Yes, 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 we want you to do that, right? Well, the Palin thing is a question mark because it was public information that he had. Okay, but don't go after them for deleting their browser history unless, look, the cops came in and said, I have a warrant for everything on your computer, and the guy goes in, delete, delete, delete. Yeah, then, okay, then that's the intent of this law. Then you go after him. But he cleared his web browser history, and that you can get anybody for 20 years on that. That's way too much power. That's ridiculous. That's not right.
So this law was written, of course, like all laws, they become abused, right? Because people in power like to abuse their power, and they never like to give power back once they're given it. So this law, very much like the RICO laws, right, which was so we do things that we know are like, this is a little fucked up. It's not really with the spirit of America, but we're just going to do it to get these bad guys. We're just going to use the RICO laws to go after the mafia. So they're assholes, and even though this goes against what we really think, well, now they're using the RICO laws to prosecute teachers in Atlanta. Teachers, they're using the RICO, they're treating them like drug kingpins, teachers who cheated on tests to get education money, but the guys on Wall Street who launder drug money, we can't prosecute them because they would hurt the market. So this is why people don't have respect. Again, breeding disrespect for the law. This breeds disrespect for the law. This, if you want, even it's like anyway, so again, erasing your cache, your browser history. First of all, I private browse all the time. That's my default. I go private browse, so I don't have to worry about it because I forget. And then my wife wakes up, she goes, "You're gay?" I'm like, "No, you got to quit." Go research for a joke.